Hey guys, welcome back to another video here on my channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you a little confession of mine, and that is that I am addicted to buying makeup products. I don't know what it is about makeup. I just love makeup. I love looking at makeup. I love playing in makeup.
I love going to Sephora. I love going to Ulta. I just like to browse makeup. I like to test it out, feel it, touch it, all those things.
If it involves makeup, I love it. And I do know that I have a problem. Since developing this love for makeup, I have accumulated a lot of makeup over the years. So I thought it would be a cool video to do to show you my makeup collection. Now, I do have a lot of makeup. So I'm honestly not sure if I'll show everything in this video because it might be just way too long, but I will definitely show you most of my makeup, if not all of it, if I'm able to shorten the video well enough. So the type of makeup that I'm most drawn to is eyeshadow palettes. I love a good eyeshadow palette. My boyfriend actually makes fun of me because he feels like so many of my palettes have the same colors.
I'm always like, no, it's not true. This one has a different hint here. This one has a different shade here. This one can be used as a highlighter. This can be used for that,
etc, etc. I always find some type of excuse to support my reason behind buying eyeshadow palettes, or maybe buying an eyeshadow palette that's similar to one that I already have. I'll start this video by showing you the eyeshadow palettes that I use the most frequently now. And this is not in any particular order. Alright, so let's start with my two newest eyeshadow palettes. These are by the brand Morphe, which you see here. These palettes were given to me by someone very special. Thank you so much. I love these palettes. I'm actually wearing one of the palettes on my eyes right now. So the two Morphe palettes that I have is the 25B Bronzed Mocha palette, which is the smaller one, and the 350 Nature Glow palette, which is the bigger one. And if you know anything about Morphe, this palette is the one that everyone raves about. If you know or follow YouTube star Jaclyn Hill, she loves this palette. Like, before she came out with her own palette from Morphe, this was like one of her favorite all-time palettes. So when I was given this one, I was super excited. And then when I saw that I also was given this one, I was just like, stop. Like this one has colors that
feed my soul. I just really love these ones.
I will definitely show you clips of the palettes while I'm talking, so hopefully that will make the video go by a little bit faster. So in the 25B palette, this palette is just, oh my goodness, like, it's just a good palette that has neutrals, shimmers, mattes. It's a good range of browns and purples. And the same thing with the 350 palette. It's a mixture of mattes and shimmers. And basically with these colors, I find that the shimmery colors apply best if you use your fingers. So literally dab your finger in the product, like swirl it around, and then apply it to your eyelid. Because I found for me that my eyeshadow brushes wouldn't really pick up the shimmer colors as much. Like, it would be kind of faint, but when I use my finger, the color is like booming, like it really shows up. So definitely keep that in mind for the Morphe eyeshadows, and maybe even glitter shadows in general. If it's not picking up with your eyeshadow brush, definitely use your finger. You can also wet your finger, like with water, or if you have some type of setting spray, you can spray your finger and then apply the shimmer to your eye that way as well. So again, the 25B palette is more of your browns and purples, and then the 350 palette is more of your browns and orangey browns and reddish brown colors. So with both palettes, you can definitely achieve looks for nighttime as well as daytime, which is what I love. My third Morphe palette is one I purchased myself. This is one by Jaclyn Hill, who I just mentioned. She loves Morphe so much that she ended up doing a collaboration with them. And her palette, oh my gosh, like, do you see this? What? She has like a color, what is it? I'm not a makeup artist. I think it's called like a color theory or like a color story. I'm not really sure, but it's like matching colors are grouped together in this palette. Like, see here.
Oh no, I touched it with my nail. Oh. Okay, get it together. All right.
Anyways, so here you have all of your super neutral colors. And then here you have your pinks and your golden colors. And then here you got the blues and the purples. And then here you got your browns and your greens. Like, this palette is just so universal. Like, it's just so good. She formulated these eyeshadows a little bit different than the standard Morphe eyeshadow. So I don't remember exactly what she said about them, but something about these colors are supposed to be even more pigmented than normal Morphe eyeshadows. They're supposed to blend that much better. Like, they're just the greatness of a traditional Morphe palette amped up. Like, and the thing I love about the Morphe palettes is that you get so many eyeshadows with great color payoff, great pigmentation, great blendability, and the palettes are so affordable. Like,
I just can't even express to you how much I love these Morphe palettes. Like,
next we have a palette by BH Cosmetics, and it is their collaboration palette with Carly Bybel, again another major YouTuber. And Carly actually came out with 2 palettes from BH. With BH, she came out with her original, which had 10 eyeshadows and 4 highlighters. And then she came out with the deluxe version because the first one did so well. And the deluxe one has 21 eyeshadows and what? I don't know why the back says 21. It's 15 eyeshadows and 6 highlighters. So they're kind of similar in coloring. Carly Bybel really likes rose gold kind of colors. She likes golds, pinks, purples. So both palettes have that color scheme. The packaging on these palettes is really nice. The highlighters are amazing. They have great pigmentation. They blend beautifully. Both palettes come with mirrors, which I love. And yeah, I just really like, this is the original. And this is the deluxe. So yeah, I really like these Carly Bybel palettes as well. And these are also palettes that are very affordable. I don't remember how much the original was when I got it, but I know for sure that the deluxe is $21 or $22, something like that. Another BH Cosmetics palette that I really love is a new one by It's My Ray Ray. She is, again, another major YouTuber, and this one's a black YouTuber. How about that? And she's a YouTuber I've been following for like, I don't even know how long, maybe 8 years or so. I'm not really sure, but she's been around for a while and I've been following her since the beginning. And when she came out with a palette, I was like, I have to get it. There's no way I can't support her and not get her palette. Like, I have to support her. And that's another thing. I'm very like loyal to some of the people that I follow on YouTube. So if I love you on YouTube, I'm gonna get your product. So that's what happened with the Carly Bybel product. I loved her, had to get it. Jaclyn Hill, I just started recently liking Jaclyn Hill within the past year. So I'm not a die-hard Jaclyn Hill fan, but I do love her, which is why I got her palette. But again, anyways, It's My Ray Ray. I love her, and her palette is just gorgeous. So she has 15 eyeshadows as well, and 3 highlighter shades and 3 contour shades. So this palette is like literally a 3-in-1. You get your eyeshadows, you get your highlight, and your contour. I don't often contour, but since I got this palette, I try to do it every now and then. I didn't contour today, but The color scheme in this one, you have mattes again as well as shimmers. You have browns, pinks, purples. You have some you have a black color, a dark brown color. So again, with this palette, you can do nighttime and daytime looks. The highlighters are just gorgeous. Like, oh my god, look at the highlighters. Okay, wait. These are the highlighters up here. The contour shades down here. When I do a little bit of contour, like I don't go in, I just literally just do the sides of my cheeks. I use this color here, which is Mocha. And for highlighters, I've honestly used all three of these colors. The French Toast color is the one I would say is the most, I don't want to say natural, but it's the softest out of the three. So if you just want like a light highlight, I would suggest French Toast. If you want to be more booming, I would say go for the Radiant highlighter. And if you want to be real extra, go for Moonlight, because Moonlight is like bam in your face. But also the good thing about these highlighters, they work really well together. So I often will mix Radiant with French Toast or Moonlight with Radiant, etc. You can just mix and match all three and they work really well together. I also find that Moonlight looks really good in the inner tear ducts, like for like just a little pop of color right there. Moonlight works really well for that. I also really like the packaging of this. It's pink and gold. It's like compact. Like, look, this is it opened, but it all folds in together. Like, that's so cute and travel friendly.
I love that. I love you. It's my Ray.
Next, we have this palette from Dose of Colors. This is another YouTube collab. This is from a collab with Desi Perkins and Katie. Katie goes by Luster Lux. And Desi Perkins is one I recently started loving too within the past year. I really love her. I love her friendship with Katie. They're like best friend goals. Like, they're so cute. So they came out with a whole collection with Dose of Colors. Eyeshadows, lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, lip glosses, highlighters, the whole 9 yards. I ended up only getting the eyeshadow quad. And just, first of all, can we talk about the packaging? Like, what? It's so glittery and pretty, like, my goodness. And the cool thing about Desi and Kate is that they have dogs, and their dogs are basically their children. So they named each eyeshadow after their dog, which is kind of cute because I have a dog and I love him. He's like my son. Anyways, so this palette, it was limited edition. I don't think you can buy it anymore. So this palette is 4 shimmering eyeshadows. They're all shimmer colors. They're all super booming. Like, come on. And the thing with this eyeshadow quad is Desi and Katie tell you from the jump, these are shadows you have to apply with your fingers. And 2 of the shadows have to be applied with wet fingers. I don't remember offhand right now which one it is, but it tells you in the packaging. But these colors are just so pretty. Like, oh my gosh, like if you want to be real extra, real glittery, real shimmery, real in your face, look at me, these are the shadows. They just look so nice. Like, for a real nice night out, to be real glam, these are the shadows I reach for. So those are my main eyeshadow palettes that I reach for the most. Those are the ones, those are like my go-tos. Now I'm gonna get into the shadows that used to be my go-tos that I honestly don't really use anymore, but I still love them, so that's why I have them. So first we'll talk about this one by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Master Palette by Mario. Now this palette used to be my bae. I loved this palette so much. Like, this was a collaboration Anastasia Beverly Hills did with a makeup artist named Mario. I don't really know much about him. I just know that he was / is Kim Kardashian's makeup artist, so a lot of people who are heavy in the makeup industry know a lot about him. But this palette is basically your browns with 1 green shadow. So it's browns, golds, 1 green, and 1 gray kind of black color. So this palette looks like this. So this palette I used to really love. It came with a mirror as well. It's really dirty right now. But yeah, this palette used to be bae, but I don't know, I have the other palettes now, so I don't really reach for him anymore. To stay in the Anastasia category, I have another Anastasia palette. This one was a collaboration they did with Amrezy. She used to be a MAC makeup artist, and she turned into a really major Instagram makeup artist. Like, if you love makeup, you've heard of Amrezy basically. This was a limited edition. Oh, also the Makeup by Mario. This was limited edition as well. So this one you can't find anymore. But this one, the Amrezy palette, was limited edition, and this one had 5 shimmer shadows and 5 matte shadows, and I used to really like this one. Yeah, it was cute. It was a cute little palette. I used to be heavy on the Naked palettes, like especially the Naked 2 palette. I just love this palette so freaking much. The Naked 2 was more of your smoky eye kind of look. You had your dark browns, your black, and then you had a little bit of some light browns and golden colors. And then for your Naked 3 palette, you had more of your rose golds, your purpley brown kind of colors. So I'll put these on top of each other. Hopefully they don't fall. I don't know if this is gonna work out. Alright. Okay, here we go. Alright, so the top, this is Naked 2, and the bottom, this is Naked 3. And they both came with eyeshadow brushes. And honestly, I love these eyeshadow brushes. Like, I always reach for these brushes because it has a flat side, if you can see. It has this flat side as well as more of a dense, kind of fluffy side. But this side works well when you're applying colors to your outer lid, and this side works well when you're applying colors to your inner lid because it's nice and flat, so you don't have a bunch of fallout from the shadow. And I reach for these brushes all the time. But yes, so these were by Urban Decay. To stay in the Urban Decay family, I also have this Urban Decay Vice palette. I'm not sure which Vice this was because they had like a series, like Vice 1, Vice 2, Vice 3. I don't know, it doesn't say it on here. But this is what that one looked like. I honestly didn't use this palette that often. I probably shouldn't have bought this. But yeah, this one wasn't like a go-to die-hard palette, shadow palette for me. Also have this one by Urban Decay. It was their Book of Shadows, which the packaging was really cute. Like, see, like this, and then you pull it down and then the shadows came out. It also came with the USB cord, random. It came with an eyeliner, mascara, and I don't remember what the 4th thing was that it came with. I'm not really sure. But these shadows were cute. They're all shimmery glitter colors. This is another palette I didn't really use that much that I probably shouldn't have bought, but alright. Now we can get into Tarte palettes. This palette I used to love. This palette was definitely one that was not a waste of my money. This was the Tartlet Palette, the original. This palette is all matte shades, so there's no shimmer, no glitter, and these palettes are definitely more of like your soft, neutral, everyday type of makeup look. The colors are very soft, and you have a mixture of browns, purples, and slightly pink colors. My other Tarte palette is this one. This packaging was so lit. This was one of their holiday collections. I want to say it was 2016 holiday collection. Like, it came out around the holiday in 2016. This one has a lot of colors. So you have all these colors here, and it's a mixture of mattes and shimmers. You have a lot of daytime friendly looks as well as nighttime looks because the bottom row is all your dark colors. It's a mixture again of pinks, browns, and purples. It came with a mascara. It came with this cute little eyeshadow brush, which I honestly don't really use this one. And then it also came out with additional eyeshadows, as well as a blush and a bronzer, which this is way too light to bronze me, but that bronzer right there, and this highlight here, and these 6 eyeshadows here. This collection was really worth the price because you got so much bang for your buck. All right, we're doing good, we're moving. Right, and I have 2 palettes by Lorac. I have the Lorac Pro. I think this was their original Pro palette. This one I loved this one. This one's very similar to the Naked palettes. I remember that was like I don't want to say it was a controversy, but it was like a thing. Like when this was big and the Naked palettes were big, people would compare the two often, because it's kind of blended the Naked 2 and the Naked 3 palette together, or is it the Naked 1 and the Naked 2 palette together? I'm not really sure, but anyways, that was this palette, this Lorac palette, and I think this palette is a little bit cheaper than the Naked palettes, which is also what people were saying. And I have this one by Lorac. This is a baked eyeshadow trio. It is called Movie Star. I don't know if they still sell this one, but it was cute. It was a cute little trio situation. Alright, so we're moving along. Alright, so then I have this NYX eyeshadow palette. It's called their Cosmic Metals. This is all shimmer shades. Really cute, purpley, kind of golden colors, like that. I have this little guy from Smashbox. It is called the Flash palette. This one is super old. It's a cute little trio here. I have this random palette from Stila. It was their natural eyeshadow palette. I don't think that's what it was called, but I don't know what this palette was called, but it looked like this. I also have a bunch of random single shadows that I don't use, so I won't even get into that. But alright, so next, my after eyeshadow, I love mascara. Mascara is my other bae in makeup, so I have a bunch of that. I have them in my hands right now, which is why I'm looking down. Honestly, you can get good mascara from the drugstore. You don't really have to buy super expensive mascara to get good results. I'd rather buy expensive eyeshadow than expensive mascara. But the brand that I love the most from the drugstore is L'Oreal. I have 4 different L'Oreal eyeshadows that I love. No particular order. I have the Voluminous Original. I have the Telescopic. Okay, this one is my favorite, the Telescopic. Like if you want to lengthen your lashes, this is it. Okay, so that one. I have the Voluminous Feline. And I have the Voluminous Butterfly Sculpt. So all 4 of these, L'Oreal, love. I have one by Bare Minerals, which I got this from Marshall's actually, and this is the Lash Domination. I have 2 mini Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I have the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot mascara, and yes, those are all my mascaras, and I use all of those mascaras. And I tend to use 2 mascaras at a time. I tend to use one for lengthening, one for volume. Yeah, so I definitely mix and match all of these together. I don't have a lot of blushes, so I won't get into that, but I will get into my foundations that I have. I have 4 different foundations that I alternate between. So first one for drugstore, I have the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Healthy Luminous Makeup. This one has SPF 20 in it. I have it in the neutral family because L'Oreal has 3 different shades. I think it's neutral, blue undertone, and yellow undertone. So I just got neutral, and I'm in the color N78, which is classic tan mixed with cappuccino. And that's actually what I have on my face right now. This one is like my perfect match. Like for skin, like this looks just like my skin color. So if I'm not going for a super beat look, or I just want some type of foundation but I don't want to be super glam, I go for this one. This one has a glowy type of finish, so if you have really oily skin, you might not like this because it does have that natural glow kind of look. My other 3 foundations are all higher end foundations. I have the NARS, what is this? All Day Luminous in the color Cadiz, which is medium dark 3. And that's this one. Now this one is a heavy duty foundation. This one is real full coverage, so if I want to be super glam, I reach for this one. And then I have the Clinique Beyond Perfecting 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I have this in the color 23 Ginger. Now this one, when I had a lot of dark spots, this was like my favorite go-to foundation because it's exactly what I said, foundation and concealer in one. So this one would work really well at just covering any discoloration I had, any imperfections. This one worked really well. And this one is kind of cool because it's like a stick, kind of like you just dot it over with the stick. Like, I don't know, I really like that. And then my last foundation is one by Makeup Forever. This one is like, if I want to be beat, but I don't want to feel like the makeup is really thick, I go for this one. This is their Matte Velvet Plus foundation. And this foundation is pretty matte. I have it in the color number 77. That was this one. All right, and now we'll get into glowy type of things, things to make you glowy. I have three things for that. So the first one I have is by L'Oreal again. It is their True Match Lumi Liquid Glow Illuminator, and I have it in the color W101 Golden. And this is just so pretty. Like, I use this as either a base for powder highlighter, or I just use it alone and it's still pretty like that if I want a softer look. So that's this. You just squeeze it out. Well, I squeeze it out onto my finger and then I just apply it to my cheeks here, like the high points of my cheeks. I also apply it down the center of my nose and also above my brow bone, like on the side of my forehead, the areas that I apply highlighter. I also have this MAC Strobe Cream, and I think this is the original color. I'm not really sure. But this, oh man. So this you apply, so after you apply your primer and before you apply foundation, you would apply this in the areas again that you would apply highlighter. This just makes your face look super naturally glowy. Like, it just looks so good. And so this you can apply under makeup, meaning under your foundation, or you can apply it just on your skin if you're not going to wear makeup. If you just want to look healthy, glowy, naturally, I do that for this as well. And then the last highlighter thing I have, this is a trial version, like the smaller sample size. It's from Becca. It is their First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh Base. Ooh, that was a lot. But it looks like this. And now this one, I feel like this one is more booming than the MAC Strobe Cream. But again, you apply it in those same spots and it gives you that super glowy look. You can apply it just to bare skin if you're not wearing makeup, or you can apply it underneath your foundation and it'll look glowy from within. I don't know. Oh, I almost forgot. I also have this Fenty Beauty matchstick in the color Rum. This is like a dual use kind of product. It can be used as highlighter, so you just apply it. It's like a stick. You just apply like that, or it can be used as eyeshadow. I like it as a highlighter if I just want a natural highlighter. If I just want to be kind of soft and toned down but still have highlighter, I use this. Like if I do wear makeup to work, I will put this as my highlighter. And the last kind of highlighter bronzy kind of thing that I have is by Milani. This is drugstore friendly, and it is their baked bronzer in the colors 05 Soleil baked bronzer. I had bought this because I wanted a bronzer because I don't have a bronzer, but it's too light for me to be a bronzer, so I ended up just using it as a highlighter. So if I just want like a nice soft natural highlighter, I reach for this. For primer, I have this one by Japanese. This one is definitely expensive. She's not drugstore friendly, but this one is from Japanese, and this one is really good for smoothing your skin before you apply foundation. I also got this one for free. It's like the sample size from Sephora. It is the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with anti-acne treatment. This one makes you super matte. So if you have dry skin, do not reach for this bad boy. I have this one by e.l.f. This is their Poreless Face Primer. This one is drugstore friendly. I think this was like $6 or something like that. And lastly, I have, this one is super dirty because it's old. This is the Bare Minerals Primetime Original Foundation Primer. And I feel like this video is getting really long, so I'm just going to start wrapping it up now. I have additional makeup, but I'll just stop with this last part here. This is my my eyebrow makeup. I use either this Brow pomade by Benefit or the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. So my Anastasia pencil is in the color Ebony, and my Brow is in the color number 6. So if I want super booming, super defined eyebrows, I go for this one, the Brow by Benefit. And this is cute because it looks like this, and then you open it, and then you have your brush head here, and then the product is here, and you could use it like this, like that, or you could just use it like this. So I was originally going to get the Anastasia brow pomade, but then when I saw that the Benefit one came with the brush, it made me select this one, so that's why I got this. And then I have, if I want more softer brows, I would go for the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, and this one is just your pencil. You just twist it up, and it has an angled head. If you are familiar with the Anastasia Brow Wiz, that pencil is really thin and skinny. This one, the brow definer, is a little bit thicker, and I felt like since I already naturally have thick brows, the Brow Wiz would take me too long, so that's why I got the brow definer. And today, if you're wondering, on my brows, I have the Brow pomade. And yeah, that's basically all of my makeup. I just left out some of the single eyeshadows that I have. I left out blush because I only have 3 blushes. I left out, I have some single highlighters. I left that out. I left out the 3 eyeliners that I have. It's not that serious. I think that's all I left out. I have 2 shimmery eyeshadow sticks, so I left that out as well. So yeah, I basically showed you my entire makeup collection, just leaving out a couple things here and there just for the sake of the video not being an hour long. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope some of you are as makeup obsessed as I am. And yeah, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!